How many moles and formula units are there in 61.13 grams of iron 3 sulfate, where iron 3 sulfate has the formula Fe2, parentheses, SO4, and then after the parentheses with a 3. Now, I use the word formula units here because a formula unit is how you describe this for an ionic compound. And so the formula unit just means how many of these are there. And for this particular one, we have grams. We're going to need the molar mass of this substance. Let's do the molar mass first. So for the molar mass, we are going to have 2 irons. We're going to have 3 sulfurs. And we're going to have 3 times 4, or 12 oxygens. So we go to our periodic table. For iron, 55.85. We have 2 times 55.85 gram per mole iron. We have 3 times, again, just looking at the boxes on the periodic table, 32.07. And for oxygen, 16.00 grams per mole oxygen. We're going to multiply this all out, add them all up. That's what the plus symbol there stands for. So 2 times 55.85 plus 3 times 32.07 plus 12 times 16, 399.91 grams per mole of Fe2 SO4 3, which name is iron 3 sulfate. Okay, now we're ready to work the problem. We have 61.13 grams of this ionic compound. I know that the molar mass is 399.91 grams per mole. To cancel my grams and end up with moles, grams has to go on the bottom. Like so. I'll write my answer down here. Well, let's see. So 60 divided by about 400. All right, it's definitely going to be less than 1. I always like to check in with what my numbers are supposed to be and think about it, because sometimes my calculator does not work for me. That looks about right, 0.153. Sorry, not grams, moles of iron 3 sulfate. All right, come back to my question. How many moles? Check. And formula units? Well, again, let's do the formula units one. But for ionic compounds, there are Avogadro's number of formula units in 1 mole. So now I know how many moles I have. And I know that in 1 mole of anything, there are 6.022 formula units. of iron 3 sulfate, Fe2 SO4 3. And now multiplying this out, 0.153 times 6.022 exponent 23rd. And I get 9.21 times 10 to the 22nd. Formula units of iron 3. I know it's a 2 subscript, but it's the iron is an Fe3 plus. But apparently whatever number I say, I also have to write. So there's part of our answer. There's the other part of our answer. We revisit the question and we see we've answered both of the parts. One thing, one relatively common mistake is that students forget to write the exponents, and always look back at your problem statement and know when you multiply these two numbers, there has to be a pretty large exponent in your problem. Yeah, any questions? Is there an abbreviation we can use for formula units? Yes, you can use FU or F dot U dot. Those are fine. Any other questions?